Ça va? Oh non. Oh non. Yes, sir. I will see the boss.
Let's go. Thank you, sir. And they moved them from down here. They were supposed to use the two fully mechanized lines. From history, I wasn't here. They resisted the butchers. So they now constructed 6 open slabs here, which they were using. Along the line, the management of the ministry thought it well that this cannot continue. They gave a mandate that if you cannot comply with the fully mechanized line, because they are talking of their operational time, which is 3 hours, that facility has 800 capacity for every 24 hours. But their own operational time is 3 hours, 6 max. Everybody wants to rush to the market. That's okay. That's as it's made. They gave Harmony mandates to build semi-mechanized, to turn the open floor to semi-mechanized. When he did the first one, they refused due to so many frivolous excuses.
Religious again.
Frivolous, ethnic, social. We closed this place. The ministry has closed this place for 3-4 times that I know. The last time, they almost slaughtered some of us. They resisted. They built the other one. We now devise as on our own as veterinarians that whoever does not slaughter either in the mechanized or semi-mechanized will not be given certificate of wholesomeness. So whoever buys your meat is doing it at a risk. We have all the few ones that have to supply. We did to the level like the advocacy, the ministry did advocacy to call all the 5-star hotels, the restaurant and the likes and educate them. We call it ATM. From A is for the abattoir, T is for transport, M is for market. They educated them. Some of them, that's why you now have private butchers. Who goes to this mechanized line? My colleague, the officer was talking about. Those ones are given certificate indicating
What's the percentage of it?
less than 10%.
And the semi-mechanized?
Not the semi-mechanized.
No, I'm not
The semi-mechanized is more patronized. You get them
by them.
But most of them prefer that open space. That is where their customer will pass.
shiga ka kowa lodo
to pack some of these wood from Manu. In fact, many people had come to ask for dead carcass. We refuse. That's why the government. When you see some things that are easy, sir, it should not. Not that it can, it should not.
Are you ready?
They are using this. That's what I was telling him. We don't allow everything and Harry to come in here. One, you can't come in with your cats.
What many of people are using space? That was the question.
I said,
No, this is
okay, no, go for
that's for
7,
you.
9, 9.
This is selling mechanized.
For this place, it's about 20%. Yes.
So where's the head that you go?
I don't, that's my job.
Èmi ò ń jẹun adìẹ máa ń jẹ.
I just like the way they
So when we do the writing, all of us should now sit down and separate.
Thank you, sir. We're very grateful, sir.
So wá sá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ká tó sọ pé iṣẹ́ lọ báyìí jáde sí. Mo ti kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ náà.
Hey, hello.
Will you disappear?
Okay, okay, one more.
Okay, my name is Tokumbo Wahab, and I'm the Honorable Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources in Lagos State.
We've been to several locations, particularly in Oko-Oba, Abattoir. Tell us what you saw. What are your findings?
We got a very strongly worded petition with respect to the state of the Oko-Oba Abattoir. And we got a concurrent petition again from the Mother Ministry of Agric and Food Security, requesting that the Ministry of Environment should intervene urgently with respect to the environmental degradation of that facility. So we came this morning, and I'm glad you guys came with us. It's very heart-wrenching what we saw there. Humans are now occupying pens built purposely for animals. The operators have also defied regulations, and they have chosen to be a law unto themselves. They slaughter animals, discharge the waste into the public drainage system, and it's just unacceptable.
So what's the next step?
The next step is we're going to take very drastic, firm and decisive action until they are able to comply with the minimum standard.
What would that action be?
Don't worry, you hear from us in due course. But we have to be very decisive in the next few hours. It's a catastrophe waiting to happen.
Sir, we know that the Ministry of Agric and Food Systems has oftentimes, raised eyebrow about this issue. Now that you have seen this for yourself, would you be working with the Ministry of Agric to put things?
We are the same government. We are not working in silos, but it's the Mother Ministry, and I'm so glad this major complaint, outside the fact that it came from a whistleblower, an outsider, came from the Ministry of Agri, that it's time environment intervenes and put a stop to this. And we're going to do that in the next few hours.
Looking at the way meat is being slaughtered, talking of hygiene and the healthy living of those that actually consume it, what steps will you be taking, or what's your message to those who slaughter and those who actually move this?
Is to just abide by the minimum. It's a minimum benchmark. This system is set up by laws. There are regulations for the abattoir. You can't choose to defy and go your own way, blackmailing people that no, is our way or the highway. No, let us just do the right thing, and that's what we're going to do.
And what about the enforcement and monitoring team? Will they be tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that this doesn't repeat itself? Because
we can't even afford it to repeat itself. So once we start the enforcement, we are also going to ensure we have La Cepa there, but this is beyond La Cepa. This must also involve La Suamo, and then Loma must have men stationed there. Luckily or thankfully, we have a La Cepa office that they can both share and use to operate in that place, working with Ministry of Agric and Food Security.
Are you planning to shut down that?
Yes, in capital.
which part, every part or a section of the abattoir?
When we do it, you'll see it. But what you saw there today, is this something that you're happy to visit? And you see, it's quite unfortunate that people don't like seeing the carrot until you wield the big stick. You heard people from Ministry of Agric say it openly that these guys have defied everything. And I'm not one that will persecute on what is wrong or what is right. Whatever is right is right. Let us do it and do it now. And from there we came here. Coming here, you can see the waste, how their waste was affecting the infrastructure. There was a canal next to it by Oko-Oba. And then we came here now, Jonathan Coker. Taxpayers' money had been used to put this infrastructure in place. Unfortunately, some bad elements amongst us have chosen to start chiseling the iron rods holding this infrastructure. Coincidentally, we had also awarded the lining of this system to discharge it to Oko-Oba. But now we have to tell the CDAs and the leadership of this community, take ownership of the infrastructure. And I'm glad the 3 CDA chairmen are here. Take ownership of the infrastructure. We can't provide it and be policing it for you. That's why we have CDAs. And I'm glad they agreed with us. How will people just come randomly and be chiseling your iron, holding your infrastructure? It just tells you how bad intentions some persons are. But they can't be above the laws of the state.
All right, so one more question. This is out of this actually, but still under your purview.
Okay.
Relating to plastic pollution. Activists recently are demanding stronger regulations in terms of plastic pollution because they say they are pleased with a single-use ban, but they want stronger regulation because most of the corporate brands are known to be the big polluters of plastic waste. What's your take on this?
My take is, Lagos is a work in progress, and I'm glad you said they are glad what we're doing. If the other states can even emulate what we are doing with respect to single-use plastics and ban on plastic, we'll be in a better place. But we are Lagos. We lead, they will follow. So the ban will take effect from July 1st. No matter the hue and cry, we are used to it. And we are not doing it because of us. We're doing it because it's the right thing for us to do.
What I mean is the corporate brands, like for instance Coca-Cola, I don't want to mention them because of TV.
But most of them are falling in line, in fairness to them. The first one you mentioned has set up a recycling plant that is the biggest in this sub-region, based on the fact that we stood our ground. All of them will fall in line. It's about the will to enforce and stand your ground without being blackmailed.
So despite the advocacy on proper waste disposal, based on what you just saw here and some other places, we still see that individuals still, cultivate that habit of dumping their refuse anywhere.
When I talk about people trying to free ride the system, that's what I mean. People don't want to pay for PS. You saw the PSP operator, he came just minutes ago, and he said they don't like paying. Hence, they would like to dump around the community, but we are making very strong advocacy, and then we are also using the law. We are saying if you are caught doing it, we are going to prosecute you. And we have been prosecuting on a daily basis, and we are not going to stop. Lagos is a growing state, but our laws are our laws. If you comply with the laws, you have a PSP that operates in 377 wards in the state. Just comply. You have free ride. It's your waste. You generate your waste, pay for it. Why we now augment the PSP operators by bridging their funds or doing cross-subsidy in some areas?
The rains are here, sir. So
They're
what's
fully
your
here.
message to the Gauchers who are still in this habit of defacing the states and affecting free flow?
They should just please be their neighbor's keeper. You can't discharge your waste into a drainage system and you expect a miracle. However, I also thank Lagosians. The level of compliance is higher than it used to be. Whilst we're putting in place those resilient infrastructure, they're also taking ownership for us. And they're also whistleblowing. And I believe it's a gradual process. We're also not worried that the rain has been falling heavily and we've not had incidents. We're not still there yet, but we are not as worried as we used to be. There will be flash flooding in some areas, namely because there will be lockups. That means the tidal level is up, and then the stormwater will not be able to discharge. But within 2-3 hours, those will go. Before coming to Alausa today, I had to drive around the whole of the island where it's been raining heavily for hours, and we had no incidents.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for all this support.